People think a recycling business means driving around picking up cans for a few cents each. That's not it, and that's why most people who try it quit in the first 3 months. The real version of this business, buying and reselling scrap metal, cardboard, and other recyclables, can realistically bring a solo operator between $2,500 and $6,000 a month in profit once it's running properly. But here's the catch. Your income depends entirely on commodity prices you don't control, and most beginners lose money in month 1 because they don't understand the margins. So let's actually break down whether this is worth your time and your money. This business is for people who don't mind physical work, who can handle a truck or trailer, and who are okay with income that moves up and down with scrap prices. It's a good fit if you're in the US, have access to a pickup truck or van, and want a business you can start part-time before going full-time. It is not for you if you need predictable income every single month, if you can't lift 50 pounds repeatedly, or if you're expecting passive income. This is active, hands-on work, at least for the first year. So what is this business, exactly? At its simplest, you collect recyclable materials, scrap metal, cardboard, aluminum cans, sometimes electronics, from businesses, construction sites, or households, and you sell them to scrapyards, metal recyclers, or paper mills for more than what it cost you to collect them. Some operators specialize in one material, usually metal, because margins are higher and pickup is easier to coordinate. You make money on the spread between your collection cost and the price a recycling facility pays per pound or per ton. Now let's look at the actual demand. According to the EPA, the U.S. generated 292.4 million tons of municipal solid waste in 2018, and only about 94 million tons was recycled or composted, a 32.1% rate. That means roughly 2/3 of recyclable material in this country still ends up in a landfill. And landfill space isn't getting cheaper. Landfill tipping fees averaged $62.28 per ton in 2024, a 10% increase from 2023. That trend works in your favor. Businesses and municipalities are actively looking for ways to divert waste and cut disposal costs, which creates steady demand for someone willing to haul materials away. The EPA has also acknowledged the country's recycling infrastructure is underbuilt, estimating tens of billions of dollars in needed investment just to modernize collection and processing. Translation: there's room in this market, especially at the local, small operator level that big waste companies don't bother chasing. US EPA +2. Let's talk numbers. Here's a realistic minimum startup cost breakdown for a small-scale metal and recyclables collection business. Category estimated cost: equipment, trailer, hand tools, magnet, tarps, gloves, safety gear, $1, $500, $3, 000 licenses/legal, LLC registration, scrap dealer permit, insurance, $400, $900 inventory/raw material, initial working capital to pay for materials before resale, $500, $1, $500 space/rent, small storage yard or garage, optional at start, $0, $600 per month website/basic booking page, $100, $300 marketing, flyers, local ads, signage, $200, $500 miscellaneous, fuel, permits, buffer, $300, $600 total. Minimum investment $3,000, $7,400. Let's talk about where that money actually goes. Equipment is your biggest early expense because you need a way to move heavy material, a used utility trailer, a magnet to sort ferrous metal, gloves, and basic safety gear. Licensing matters more than people think. Most states require a scrap metal dealer license, and skipping it can get your business shut down before it starts. Working capital is what you use to pay people or sites for their scrap before you've resold it. This is the part beginners underestimate. And a simple one-page website with your phone number and service area builds trust with commercial clients who won't call an unlisted number. Monthly operating costs are lighter once you're running. Expect $300 to $700 in fuel, $100 to $300 in vehicle maintenance, insurance around $100 to $250 a month, and storage or rent if you've outgrown your garage. All in, budget $600 to $1,200 a month to keep the operation moving. Now, income potential, and I'm going to be direct here. Scrap prices fluctuate weekly, so treat these as ranges, not guarantees. A conservative estimate for a solo operator working part-time is $800 to $1,500 a month in profit. A realistic estimate for someone working this full-time with a small network of commercial pickups is $2,500 to $4,500 a month. An optimistic estimate, once you've added a second vehicle or a part-time helper and secured recurring contracts with businesses, is $6,000 to $10,000 a month. Industry estimates suggest gross margins in scrap metal resale typically fall between 15 and 30%, depending on the material and how efficiently you're sourcing it. Break-even, based on these numbers, usually lands between 2 and 4 months if you're consistent with pickups and you've kept your starting costs close to the minimum. If you overspend on equipment early or don't secure regular pickup sources, break-even can stretch to 6 months or more. The biggest mistakes people make in this business: buying a truck or trailer before confirming they have consistent sources of material, ignoring licensing requirements because everyone does it informally, not tracking scrap prices before selling, which can cost you 10 to 20% per load, and trying to collect every material type at once instead of specializing in one or two with the best margins. Here's where the opportunity actually is. Most small operators chase residential can and bottle collection, which has thin margins. The underserved niche is commercial and construction site metal pickup. Contractors and small businesses often don't have a reliable hauler and will pay you or give you material for free just to have it gone. Another gap is electronics recycling for small offices, which has growing demand due to data security concerns and is barely served at the local level. Differentiate by offering scheduled pickups, not random ones. Businesses want reliability, not a stranger showing up occasionally. Here's how to actually start. Step 1. Register your business as an LLC and get your state's scrap metal dealer license. This is non-negotiable in most states. Step 2. Call 3 to 5 local scrapyards and metal recyclers to compare their buying prices. This spread is your entire business model. Step 3. Buy the minimum equipment: trailer, magnet, gloves, tarps. Don't overspend here early. Step 4. Reach out to 5 to 10 local contractors, auto shops, or small manufacturers and offer free scrap pickup. This is your first material pipeline. Step 5. Track every load's weight and price so you know your real margin, not a guessed one. Step 6. Reinvest your first month's profit into a second pickup route or better equipment. For the system side, you'll want a simple website so commercial clients can find you and request pickups, and basic scheduling so you're not managing everything by phone calls and memory. This matters because as your pickup list grows past 10 or 15 regular clients, manual tracking becomes your biggest bottleneck, not your truck capacity. This is where SoftAngles comes in. They can build you a simple website and a basic booking or CRM system so client requests, pickup schedules, and contact details are organized in one place instead of scattered across texts and notebooks. If you want this set up properly from day one, you can book a free consultation and get a cost estimate. The link is in the description. Marketing doesn't need to be complicated. Online, a basic Google business profile and local Facebook groups for contractors work well. Offline, flyers at hardware stores, auto shops, and construction supply yards get you your first clients faster than any ad spend. On a low budget, focus entirely on direct outreach to 5 businesses a week rather than paid ads. To scale, once you have 10+ recurring commercial clients, add a second collection route or a part-time driver, and consider specializing further into higher-margin materials like copper or aluminum. The challenges are real. Scrap prices can drop 20 to 30% in a bad month, physical labor takes a toll over time, and competition from established scrapyards means you're often the middleman, not the end buyer, which caps your margin. Vehicle breakdowns can also stall your income entirely for a few days. A few do's and don'ts. Do check scrap prices daily before selling a load. Do get your licensing sorted before you collect a single pound of material. Don't collect materials you can't legally transport or store. Don't skip insurance to save $100 a month. One accident without it can end the business. So, final verdict. Is this worth starting? Yes, if you treat it as an active, hands-on operation and not a passive side income. It's worth it for someone with a truck, a strong back, and the discipline to track numbers weekly. It's not worth it if you're looking for predictable income or you can't commit at least 15 to 20 hours a week early on. Start it if you want a low-barrier business with real, growing demand behind it. Avoid it if physical labor and price volatility aren't things you can handle. If this breakdown was useful, subscribe for more real numbers on businesses people actually ask about. And if you're serious about starting and need the website or booking system set up right, SoftAngles offers a free consultation. Links in the description. Let's build this the right way.